Yeah, this is classical music, that descending harmony, that's Chopin. Welcome back to another installment of Ultrakill Music Reactions. Let's continue listening to some more ultra epic hype music. Altars of Apostasy. It's a continuation of that classical style Bach kind of harmony. Yeah, this is classical music, that descending harmony, that's Chopin. La, da, 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 da. That is a very typical melodic passage or sequence of harmonies that you would hear in classical music, especially in Baroque classical music, especially in the darker styles of Baroque classical music, which can also sometimes be called Gothic classical music. Wow! New key, suddenly from sounding like a Gothic dark classical piece, it is now more of a hopeful piece, kind of like Mozart's piano etudes, that kind of bright, positive, hopeful sounding style. Yes. Yes, he's playing with the predictability of the harmonies. He's deliberately subverting expectations by giving you a bit of traditional classical harmony and then suddenly taking it away by modulating to another key, which is not usually done in traditional classical styles. You will not have these sudden key changes, and that comes later in more modern style of music. When I say modern, more like Stravinsky or any of the modern composers today. Back then, when somebody wants to change a key, like in the Baroque or the classical period, when they want to change to a key, they still have to undergo a sequence of chords that will lead you eventually to a different key. But the sudden key change, that was not done back in the day. So this is definitely a combination of classical aesthetics, but with modern sensibilities, with modern songwriting styles. For example, for this particular section, if you substitute the entire instrumentation to just a church organ, it will sound dark, horror, gothic, kind of like those old Dracula films, and it won't feel out of place in that kind of vibe. There's this hopeful section again. There's some chaos happening. New key, new section, but still kind of doing that same gothic vibe with a faster tempo. That's a classical operatic aria. Yeah, beautiful, definitely classical sounding, but dressed in a metal EDM style of genre. Again, ever present is this repetition of patterns that we've heard in the previous Ultrakill songs. This ever-present rhythmic pattern that sounds intense in the very beginning, but it becomes like this grating repetition where eventually you get numb from listening to it. It becomes background noise, and now eventually only the emotional aspect of the music surfaces, and that numbing, grating feeling gets pushed further and further in the background the more numbed you become listening to it. It's definitely a specific kind of vibe, very, very much unique to Ultrakill's soundtrack. So this is a song called Versus, which a lot of you have suggested is also a sister song to Versus Reprise, which we will listen to after. Wow, what's this? Electro techno metal? I love it. This is a bit different than the usual classical inspired harmonies that I hear in the previous Ultrakill songs. This is a bit more techno electro funk that is kind of like an homage to 90s music. The first thing that comes to my mind is that song from U2 that was featured in the Batman soundtrack. I think it was Hold Me, Thrill Me. This definitely evokes fight music. Round one, fight! Love the sprinkled bits of chiptune. Yes, this is definitely an intense type of ambient music. Not much of a melody, mostly textures, mostly rhythmic feels. I can already kind of imagine that if this was in a fighting game, for example, I'm already hearing the sound of the punches and the kicks and the Hadoukens and the Shoryukens. I know, different game, but same concept. That this is the kind of music that is meant to make the situation feel and sound intense, but also giving a bit more space that will be filled with sound effects to just up the chaos. Oh my god, I just love that small pause of the chiptune chord. Sounds very metal, and then for just 1 microsecond, it's like the whole screen suddenly pixelized or something. It's like there's this fully 3D rendered fighters in front of you, and then for just 1 glitch, it became 8-bit or something like that. Whoa. By the way, if you're enjoying my content and want to support the channel, consider joining my YouTube memberships or my Patreon. Let's continue. Dual or versus reprise. Let's see how this sounds. Whoa. Ambient bass noises and then suddenly sympathetic sitar strings? Yeah, this is gonna be epic. Oh, it's doing the same guitar line from Versus, but this time it's being played on the bass. There it is again. Yeah, this has a more active rhythm. It's way more danceable. Wow, okay, this one, the Versus reprise, has an even larger sounding synth bed. I can hear like a wider, a thicker harmony in the background that is more dreamy sounding, more ambient, and sometimes for some bits, it even buries the sound of the metal parts, the rhythmic parts. And I think that's one way to differentiate the Versus and the Versus reprise. The ambient synths are kind of softening up the intensity for a bit, but it's still very intense, mind you. But sometimes those angelic sounding synths are there to kind of make the sound a little bit milder, but not really. Halftime, let's go. Yeah, we still have the chiptune sounding accents. Yeah, this version has a more expansive cinematic edge to it. It's like the previous version Versus is more like a one-on-one fight. The stakes are personal, but this one, it's now like they became, I don't know, giants, or they became like kaijus fighting each other. Still one-on-one, but it's now on a global scale or something like that. subtle synth solo. Let's go. Mortal Kombat! Okay, wow, good start, good end with the shimmering sitar sounds and the very epic, intense everything in between. Now click here to watch my previous Ultrakill music reaction videos.